Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Krillin and Gohan LR that have recently come out with part 2 of the DBZ Dokkan Battle celebration. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the leader skill. They are a rapid growth category and an AGL type lead. In terms of their super attack, they raise their attack and defense on their 12 key, and they also greatly raise their attack and defense on their 18 key. This is pretty good because it means if you get their 18 or 24 key, you're going to be raising that defense quite a bit. Obviously, in terms of their passive, they are an attack and defense of 130% with a medium chance of evading enemies super attack including super attack, plus an additional key +1 per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack of 58% when performing a super attack. They launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when key is 24. They also will transform into battle suits depending on the condition. From the third turn onwards in the fight, they can automatically activate having 24 key. So having their active skill is pretty good. It helps them circumvent some of their key issues that they have with their link set, but overall it is still very helpful. In terms of build, you're going to want to go for crit because they have innate additionals. Then in terms of their links, they have Kamehameha, solid support, which is okay I guess. Cold Judgment, again a good link but a bit wonky for them. Then of course Infighter as well, and we also have Legendary Power, Shocking Speed, which is their only key link, and yeah, Fierce Battle. So overall their links are a little bit wonky. It's always kind of like this for Joined Forces cards. They generally have an okay slash underwhelming link set. The issue is not that they don't have links they can get with units, it's just generally their links are kind of split in two. Down the rapid growth category, the Planet Namek Saga category, the Joined Forces category, the Kamehameha category, and yeah, pretty interesting enough categories there, I think, and Dragon Ball Seekers. I think in terms of categories, I think they are on perfectly fine categories. I would like them to have Space Traveling Warriors or something, just because I feel like it really would have helped them out, and just given them 6 categories instead. Similarly, I think also when a Z Fighters category comes out, that'll help them. Once they transform into their battle suits, which occurs after they have a shot or 4 or more super attacks in battle, they gain attack and defense of 150% with an additional key per rainbow sphere, plus they gain a little bit more evasion chance after firing a super attack. They also launch an additional super attack after they hit their 24 key. So overall, their battle suits is just a natural upgrade essentially. It's basically just a buff on them once they get in them. So once you hit the threshold, once you get them to transform, ta-da, you get an improved version of them. It doesn't really change much. Their animations just essentially gain the battle suits, but they do get stronger. So it's very cool. It's basically like, hey, essentially once you get past a certain threshold in the fight, especially in things like Battle of the Gods or in things like ESBR or the LGEGT maybe, essentially, hey, once you get past this, like, they get a little buff. They become stronger and yeah, just a little bit more reliable. So that's really cool. We'll take a look at them on 2 teams. We'll take a look at them on Kamehameha and Planet Namek Saga, the first one being Planet Namek Saga. And I think overall, I have to admit that I quite like this card. Although its link set's a little bit wonky and they have a few category issues just being a little bit less than I'd like, I actually really like this card. I think they're really cool. I think at 55% they have a lovely kit. I think there's a lot of variety in their kit. There's a lot of having a chance to evade, having the ability to fire off additional super attacks, raising their attack and defense on those super attacks, greatly raising on their 18 key before and after suit change. I just think overall their link sets, even though it's underwhelming, their passive is really good, and I think that really helps them in being a functional and really nice LR. In terms of what you're going to want to do, so with this card you really just kind of want to focus on getting Shocking Speed. If you can achieve Shocking Speed, then any other link you realistically get with them is kind of a bonus. Fortunately, they have units on each team that will have 3 or 4 links with them, which is a plus, because at least then they can get shocking speed and a little bit else. Getting the full suite of key links is going to require 2 or more units all the time, and it's not something you're going to realistically be able to get. It depends on your box and how you set up the team. I don't like to cater to individual cards too much. I don't believe in servicing like one type of unit the whole time and just, making them look really good. Overall, they work fine with just shocking speed. They have built-in key, which does help them when receiving orbs. They get +1 extra. When getting rainbow off the bodysuits, they get another extra key. So picking up something like 2 rainbow orbs and 2 normal orbs gives them essentially 10 key, which is a lot of key. So they do improve after the bodysuit. You can see here we only really have 2 links activated with Goku, which is fine. 114,000 defense is really, really good. Remember, they have a chance to evade. They also have the ability to greatly raise attack and defense, so that 114,000 is going to shoot up quite a bit once they fire off their super attack. It will jump up quite a bit. Greatly raising attack and defense is 50%, so realistically it's going to shoot up quite a lot. We're looking at probably it's going to hit about 150, 140, 150, and a really solid attack stat there. So you can see even without links, they just do a decent amount of damage straight away. They're going to get their defense up to a solid point after their super, and their starting defense is good. I mean, 114k is good. I've got no gear on these guys. They don't have Cold Judgment active. There's no support on that rotation. It's only 2 links active. It's not even their key link. And yeah, just they got room to maneuver. What I would have liked ideally is that exchange Krillin and Vegeta card to become their best linking partner. Unfortunately, it's not like that. They don't really share that many links at all, which I think is a slight shame. I think it was an opportunity to give this card a really, really solid point. You can see here they share shocking speed with this Piccolo, so that's a good running mate for them on the Planet Namek Saga. It's only 2 links, but remember, he does give the support. They're at 134,000 defense with the support, and they're not even in their battle suits yet. So already you can see a good solid baseline of defense. Get all these orbs, 24 key. So yeah, they're looking really solid. They're looking really, really good. This is a 55% unit, 134k defense. They're going to greatly raise defense on their super. So we're looking at 170 or so thousand defense, if not more. Rough calculations, because there's a whole bunch of different things going, but we're looking at least 175,000 defense, and yeah, just again a really good damage stat. Are these guys the best unit in the game? Of course not. I don't think they are the kind of units that are meant to be factored into that consideration. Their categories are too limited, their link sets too limited, but are they a very, very fun unit that can fill in slots on teams? 100%. You can run these guys under Kamehameha, which is great. That means you can use them for Gods of Destruction events, you can use them for ESBRs, you can use them for SBRs, you can use them for the Goku LGE Challenge. So you can use them in a lot of content. In terms of their Planet Namek Saga team, obviously that whole team got a buff now. They link decently with Zarbon and Dodoria, weirdly enough, which is why I think them having Space Traveling Warriors would have been a good addition. The reason being is if they had Space Traveling Warriors, then the buff bonus from Zarbon and Dodoria would have also applied to them, which really would have just rounded out things a little bit better. But beyond that, I mean, really not too much to complain about. I think that one category is probably my only issue with them, and I think I would have also liked them to have 150% rapid growth category lead and 120% AGL type lead. I think 130 and 100% are a bit low. It doesn't let you realistically run them as alternative leads for much. I mean, you can run them, of course, but it doesn't realistically allow you to run them like all the time for heavy content, which I think is a bit of a shame. I think if you beef those up, you could definitely run them as alternative leads, and I think it would just help out things quite a bit. But that being said, I think you saw by the numbers, at 55%, so impressive, so reliable, so solid, so just such a good kit. The ability to fire off additional super attacks, and the thing is with that ability, and we didn't see it too much there, but with that ability, when you fire off the first super attack, you're going to greatly raise your defense to 170 or so, 160 or so. When they fire off the second super attack, they're going to raise their defense again. So they're going to be sitting at 200k, which is really, really impressive. Not to mention that overall they just hit some decent attack stats and everything, so couple that with some additionals, they're going to be doing a decent chunk of damage. And this is a unit without a single dupe in it. You throw in one dupe, these guys are going to have unlocked crits, a decent level of critical, they're going to have higher defense. So they're just a unit that I think is really, really impressive. I'm really, really happy with these guys. I think overall a super solid addition and quite fun. Weirdly, they share 3 links with SS4 Goku. So strange. They share their key link with them, they share Kamehameha with them, and they share Fierce Battle. I know 3 links doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean it's cool that you can run them on a Kamehameha team, and they can link with SS4 Goku. That's so strange. So 123k defense, again, solid amount. Remember, they're going to raise that defense. Greatly raise it on their 18 key, and they're going to raise it on their 12 key if they get it. So 3.8 million as well. Nice, solid baseline attack stats. Crisp animations as well, just to comment on those. Obviously, super crisp animations in terms of the active skill and everything like that. So yeah, just overall really, really cool. We'll listen to all the active skills and all the exchange, the bodysuit change skills and that a little bit later on in the video, because I arranged for all of it to happen. I set it all up so you guys could see. But yeah, here we're just going to talk about the units. So overall, I think they're a great addition, like I was saying. I think in terms of the Pandemic Saga, it's a little bit of a shame. Without Space Traveling Warriors, they kind of lose the ability to link with 1 or 2 units that I think would have been great. But beyond that, I think their categories are fine. Obviously, they are Gohan and the Krillin unit, so they can't be Hybrid Saiyans, they can't be Earthlings or anything like that. It's a pity that Gohan obviously doesn't count for Turtle School, because then they could have linked with Master Roshi, and that would have been an interesting combo as well. But overall, I think realistically, very happy with this unit. For what they could do with the link set, I think they did alright. I think they could have maybe changed in 1 more key link, maybe taken out something like Solid Support or something like that, and just change things up. But realistically, it's not too much of an issue. You can see here again, they link okay with this Krillin, who's a decent support unit. They share 3 links with him as well, and he's a great super support. I haven't put any super attack or anything in him yet, so don't worry about his low stats, that's not important. But yeah, they share a good amount of... They share 3 links with a lot of decent units. They share 4 or 5 links with some units, which you'll see a little bit later. But it's a little bit more niche. Not to say that that's a bad thing. Units that are on only 4 or 5 categories having niche setups is fine. Again, super solid attack stat there. Great defense stat. They're just really solid overall. I just don't have any issues with them. I just think they perform great. Their active skills great. Double active skills really cool, which you'll see a bit later. Their bodysuit transformation's cool. It's a nice little kind of mid-fight buff. I mean, for medium to long-term fights, you're going to get that buff quite frequently. If you've got dupes in these guys, you're probably going to get that buff quite early on in the fight. So yeah, just super happy with this card. I really enjoy them. I think they look cool. I think their animations are great. I think they represent such a cool duo in the history of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Gohan and Krillin on the Planet Namek Saga were actually really, really awesome for me. I think it was some of the highlights of obviously Kid Gohan, seeing his progression in power, but also seeing Krillin. He knew he wasn't strong, but he did the best he could, and also he was tactically using things like Solar Flare, hiding, fetching the Dragon Balls, thwarting Vegeta and Frieza's plans and things like that. Just a very nice arc in terms of seeing Krillin and Gohan. So here we go, we've got them on the Joint Forces team. They have 144,000 defense. They share 5 links with this Broly, Chilai, and Lemo. So this is actually a really fun combo to run. I actually really enjoyed these guys. I wish I had the Joint Forces lead to run them more often. As you can see here, we are activating their active skill. The reason I'm showing you this activation of their active skill here is just so that later on in the video, when you see us activate it again, you know that I've activated it once, essentially. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, it's just something I think is cool to show you guys, so you can see. So we've activated it once. We've got the 24 key. Nice attack stat again. They're linked up nicely with Chilai, Broly, and Lemo. And remember, Chilai, Broly, and Lemo can also boost attack and defense depending on which orbs they get. So a really fun combination to run. Yeah, I like these type of things. I know it seems weird, but it's actually really fun to be able to run 2 interesting cards like this together. And I guess it makes sense if you think about it, like that their link sets would match, because obviously you've got the Chilai and Lemo kind of represent the Krillin side of the like duo, and you've got obviously the Broly that represents kind of like Gohan's side of the duo, which is obviously a hybrid Saiyan to Saiyan, so it kind of makes sense. We've now jumped a little bit ahead. We've performed 4 super attacks, so after this turn, you will see Krillin and Gohan put on their bodysuits, and then we will no longer, well, I will not speak over the bodysuit animation, and then we will also activate their active skill, and we will get to listen to that as well. And that is exactly the same as when they're not in their bodysuits, so you're not missing anything. It's the same voice lines and everything, but yeah, really cool to see both things. You can see you activate the active skill again, which helps them out. It basically gives them 2 turns of 24 key, which helps out their key and link set problems quite a bit. Obviously having 2 turns at max is always helpful, so just something that kind of helps them out, kind of brings them together a little bit, and yeah, just, well, really awesome. So let us just skip through and watch that, and I'll be back afterwards.
Whoa, this is crazy. Super lightweight. It feels like I'm not wearing anything at all.
These shoulder pads don't really get in the way. We have all sorts of room to move.
So yeah, really cool little kind of change of suit there, obviously reminiscent of the scene from the Saiyan saga. As you can see, their defense is pretty high right now. Obviously we do have the big defensive support of Gowasu and Zamasu, but you can see they've changed to attack and defense of 150%. So yeah, overall you can see that big passive upgrade that we spoke about earlier, and you can see we can activate the active skill again. So we'll do that, and then I'll return afterwards.
Okay, Gohan. Right. All right. Here goes nothing. Release your power.
So yeah, really cool. They can activate it twice, so you can see there they can activate it once before transformation, once for after. And why that's really helpful is because obviously remember at 24 key they do have a high, well, they throw an additional attack, but it has a high chance of coming a super. So let's say you have these guys in turn 3, they can throw that attack and hopefully they fire 2 super attacks, which brings down their battlesuit transformation time, because you've obviously now fired 2 in 1 turn. And then also after their battlesuit transformation, you can get the immediate benefit of using the active skill again and hopefully getting 2 more high powered attacks, which either A will help them perform or B finish off the person you're fighting. So realistically, pretty damn cool. We're going to just skip a little bit ahead to where we have them set up perfectly, or at least with a nicer rotation. So here they have the Broly, Chilai, and Lemo, who've got quite a few orbs, which is why their defense is so high. And they are going to be paired up. So now we've got 5 links activated, which is very good. We've got the 24 key, and we should see probably our best performance of them. Not offensively, maybe. Well, we should still see a pretty good offensive stat from them. So yeah, pretty damn cool. Nice combo to run. Very, very fun combo to run. So yeah, overall, just really happy with Gohan and Krillin. I've got no complaints. 4.3 or so million, really good. Obviously, no attacking support on this rotation, but still really good. Remember, they got a high chance of launching an additional now, which there we go. Their defense would have been sitting so high, well above 200k, and yeah, just awesome stuff. Awesome stuff from the two of them. So really happy with their performance, and now I think the only thing left to talk about is their link set, or lack of link set. So in terms of units like this, as you could see, they got some wonky links. They share pretty good links with Broly, Chila, and Lemo, but that's on the Joined Forces category. And like I said before, Joined Forces units tend to have slightly stranger link sets. It's just something that happens. It's realistically what happens when you combine two units that don't really have great synergy. Comparatively to Goku and Vegeta, who share 4 links the entire way through with multiple units, it's very different for a unit like this, which is an Earthling fighter and a hybrid Saiyans fighter. But that being said, getting things like Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, and Kamehameha gives you options. And you can see that you've got the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who is on the obviously the Kamehameha category, and then you also have the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Youth, who's actually also shares legendary power with him, so that's 4 key links, and he's on the rapid growth category as well. So you can see there straight away on Kamehameha and rapid growth, they have a 4 link category unit. Obviously that Gohan's a little bit outdated, but he's due an EZA in future, so when he does get that EZA, they're going to make a very fun pairing. Then in terms of other units, obviously Joined Forces category units are pretty much the in vogue units for these guys. Of course, something that we do want to make note of is this Nail. So Nail shares 3 links with them, and he's a good Planet Namek Saga option for them, so remember that as well. In terms of Joined Forces, they have a little bit more choice. Frieza and Gohan share 4 links with them, and obviously Broly, Chila, and Lemo share 5 links with them, which is obviously very solid indeed. So with that being said, yes, their link set is a little bit wonky, but as you can see, there are literally units that share 3, 4, and 5 links with them on all of their categories. Are they easy units to get? No. They're not necessarily the easiest units to get. They don't necessarily fill out all the slots quite nicely, but they have great synergy with them, especially in the case of Broly, Chila, and Lemo. A lot of them share great links with them, and realistically, they have options. And as long as a unit has at least one decent option on each category, even if it is a little bit rare, ultimately at the end of the day, I don't think you can complain too much. So yeah, from me, I think they're great. I think they're fun. I think they're really awesome, and I think they have a lot of potential. I think units will come out in future that link great with them. Krillin and Gohan are kind of a duo that progress throughout the series, and yeah. But that's going to be it from me, guys. Let me know in the comments how you're finding them, and as always, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Until then, bye.